Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, July 31st, 2020. And I didn't say the usual happy rising because today is a bit of a melancholy day for me. Today is my mom's birthday, and she passed in 2014 at 63, so she would have turned 69 today, and that was synchronistic to me because the 6 and the 9 is the symbol for the Cancer astrological zodiac sign. And my eldest son is a Cancer, and so is my firstborn granddaughter, who's now a month old. And the weather is quite fitting. I didn't want to get on camera because I'm doing the whole sulfur ointment and shower cap being gross. I don't even want to talk about it, so I feel gross and ugh. So I'm just trying to relieve the issue as much as possible. Oh, good news, I didn't even mention this, but yesterday I called my primary care doctor and he started seeing patients again. Thank the Lord. So I have an appointment this coming week, finally. I mean, not that this is an emergency or anything, couldn't get me in any sooner, but I was like, I'll take it, just please. So, I'm kind of hesitant, I guess. Some trepidation just because I have been to 4 different practitioners and things seem to keep going in the same direction, and I'm like, oh man, do I even want to do this again? But yes, I don't really have a choice here. I can either choose to continue to suffer and just treat the symptoms like our current medical community. Oops, did I say that out loud? Or I can seek help from the so-called professionals in said medical community. With all my research and samples and experience thus far, and medical records and whatever, pictures, footage, I have everything. And just hope and pray that this time someone actually takes me seriously, then maybe listens to me, then possibly hears me, and then maybe even, I know it's a far stretch, a far reach, but by some miracle of God, actually does something to help me. It'd be awesome. Going on a year, peeps. Little exasperated at this point. And another good news, I applied for the pandemic unemployment and I did qualify, although it's the minimum possible payment each week. Anything is more than nothing, and beggars can't be choosers. So unfortunately, and why not? Deal with that later. So I got cotton in my ears, a freaking shower cap on, grease face all over from this sulfur ointment. But sulfur seems to work the best. Tea tree oil. And then I am using a permethrin rinse twice a week. And I know that's extreme, but you don't even want to know what's going on. I have some videos that I recorded just for my own personal vaults. And for my evidence files, obviously, of proof along the way. So I may post those if I get the wherewithal. Oh, back to the melancholy thing. Last night, before I decided to do this sulfur treatment, I did that last video with the declaration, got that out of the way, and then I went to work on my head. So I took my clippers, and instead of walking around looking like Bozo the Clown, having that hairstyle, literally, what was left of my hair that the parasites, did not obliterate, destroy, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shave it off. Just get it all even, one length, uniform, you know? That's the truth as to why my videos have been very sparse lately, because I am really embarrassed by the way I look. I have never looked like this in my life. When I was a kid, I was overweight. I was the fat kid. I had braces. I had a freaking mullet. I even had to wear a headgear at night, like the contraption that velcros behind your head, and you can't sleep at night because you have this metal bar in your mouth. My dad was pretty strict, but his heart was in the right place. He just wanted his daughters, who came from good Catholic upbringing, to remain pure for as long as possible. He knew what the world was about. He had a high school sweetheart, and they had a child out of wedlock, and his girlfriend was forced to go live in an unwed mother's home for pregnant women, girls, and then the baby was given up for adoption. No consideration for the girl, the mother of the child. She didn't get a say-so. Kind of like I didn't with my first either. So I get that. I know how that feels. My Samuel would have turned 26 right about now. Another cancer in the family. Oh, so my dad being strict, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, shave my legs, wear a bra, or wear a tampon. So that kind of paints the picture. Went to a snobby private school. My dad was a mailman, a letter carrier. My mom, when we were younger, house cleaning and Tupperware and things like that, Mary Kay. And then she became a medical assistant, and eventually our family doctor's right hand hub of the entire practice. My mom, obviously today being her birthday, was a Leo. And I guess that's why I've been getting all the strong feline energies lately. And I mean, obviously, the Lion's Gate portal on the 8th next month, this coming, the 8th, just over a week from now. Well, these last 10 months for me, after slowly but surely losing everything I worked so hard the year before to attain for myself, to be independent, and nothing yet, the guilt of my own hands, a toxic property with black and white mold is just that. It's not like I asked for it, but I sure got it. To the best of the research I've done, it's closest is related to Morgellons, which is related to Lyme, which is an arachnid type spiral shaped, corkscrew shaped filament or fiber, which goes through different stages of life cycles, like the larvae stage, and now in the last week it's graduated to winged insects, and they are now flying out of the places they burrowed into, on me, in me. However, the dermatologist I saw last month took one look at my medical record history, saw the term bipolar disorder and depression and anxiety and PTSD and label, misdiagnosis after misdiagnosis. And she attached a lovely little stigma to that. In your medical record, it says that you're bipolar. Right there, I knew, oh, here we go again. They're going to tell me the same thing. It's delusional parasitosis. I'm hallucinating it all. Give me a free break. I have spent so much money trying to get oils and borax and lice treatments and laundry detergent and I don't have it. I don't have an income. So I've had to literally beg, borrow. Hi, Helen. Not steal. But and then I got the housing authority. My home is a Section 8 property. HUD. Housing and Urban Development. Another branch of the United States government. Did an inspection prior to me moving in. That was signed off on. Huge leak in the basement. I have videos way back when I first moved in, back in September-ish. Disgusto basement. There's like fur hanging from the ceiling in the unfinished basement. The mold is white. like dog poop when it sits out too long and it petrifies and turns white. And I would see this black dust or this black film would always be all over my bathroom, and then it started getting everywhere, and then the daily vacuuming, and I'm like, what the hell is going? Then it's like attacking me and my skin, and I feel like insects are crawling on me and things are stinging me, but I can't see anything. And then I'm learning, researching, dealing with it, experiencing for 10 months now. So I've put my time into this. You know, not that I wanted any of this, but I've had no choice. There was a couple times along the way. Oh man. After 8 to 10 hours plus a day, combing, tweezing, washing, picking out these trail burrowed lines in my skin, vacuuming, dusting, washing, doing laundry, feeling the sensation of these things, question mark, because I couldn't get an answer from 3 trips to the emergency room, a trip to the dermatologist, and then the CoronaCon happens and everything and everywhere is closed and I can't get anywhere to help me. Oh, it's pissed off. And I have been to the state representative, the attorney general I've contacted, the housing authority. I refused to pay my utility bill after that to my landlord, who would not remedy this problem and was trying to scam me on this water utility bill. This leak was so massive, she claimed I was using 10,000 gallons of water a month. Just me, myself, and I. Yeah, okay. I mean, I couldn't use that much in a month myself if I just turned all the faucets on and let them run. And I'm pretty green when it comes to being green. I don't like to waste things. So I knew, and then she got the bill at her house, which she lives right behind me. And the on-off switch for the water is at her house. Well, I call the housing authority to report all this because my landlord shut my water off on me during a pandemic, which is illegal. And I proceeded to tell the lady at the housing authority, as she proceeded to talk over me and get louder each of the 3 times she repeated, well, have you paid your utility bill? Well, did you pay your utility bill? Well, did you pay your utility bill? Great representation for the United States government and the HUD department. We're not sending our inspector out during a pandemic, she told me, because I wanted him to come back out, look at the basement, take some samples, send them to the lab or the health department or who the F knows where, what, how, in this convoluted county of corruption and failure. And I am the living proof. And I have a whole 2 years, with this situation, a year almost worth of footage right here alone on YouTube. Publicly. Plus documents and records and everything and research and everything. I'm quite thorough. Witnesses. Oh, another funny thing. Those of you who know me well will get this one. I know my kids will, and I know my sister will for sure. The second emergency room physician, the second time I went to the emergency room, the one who wouldn't even get a magnifying glass or a scope and examine me at all and claimed he couldn't see anything wrong with me. That time when I walked home at 2 a.m. crying in desperation because I was at a loss as to why no one would help me, the one who was not an emergency room physician, but an agent, as I like to call them, as was the dermatologist, I'm sure, because I coined the term delusional parasitosis in her office. And when I confronted her, she was mouth agape, and I could see the wheels turning. She was trying to break that definition down. She didn't even know what it meant. What dermatologist who specializes in the skin and disorders of the skin, with the whole thing of, about Morgellons disease going around, and half of the medical community is saying it's, delusional. It's people with mental health issues, not behavioral, emotional, psychological. No, mental. Get it? See how labels attach stigmas and then you get judged? Or, well, I do. Yeah, I don't have a mental health problem. I'm not insane. Just crazy, the way I like it and the way it should be. I have emotional issues. I have behavioral issues. I have social issues. I have neurological issues, physical issues, psychological issues, but not mental. I assure you, I am of sound mind and body. Hopefully spirit soon. I used to have a great will and spirit, optimistic, even though my life is one chaotic catastrophe after another. An embarrassing, mortifying, humiliating display, time and time again, like a performance with a great big spotlight pointed at you, neon sign. So, I want some of that spark and that spunk back. And the only way that's going to happen is when justice is found and served and received, and wrongs are righted, and the actual parties responsible are held accountable, and then amends, restitution is made in whatever way. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to file a lawsuit or multiple: malpractice, social, for my civil rights, and the housing authority. All right, well, almost 25 minutes. I just got a notification Rainy, gloomy, dreary, cloudy. Miss my mom. So I wrote her a poem this morning called A Daughter's Pride. Brave lioness, queen of her realm, of class, of grace, of beauty, my mother is at the helm. For my mom, Lynn Osmolsky, maiden Rikoski, best mother award goes to you. I love you now, forever and always. XOXO Jen. I'm the only one out of my sisters and I that got a middle name, and I got my mother's name, Lynn. I display it proudly. My mama didn't raise no fool. Love you all. Peace.